This is Italy, Lazzaro City Sprint. Based around the map, Campania has many twists, has many turns, uses all different parts of the map, including the mountains on the outside, and also even the rivers. You can see there are also balloons around the place, so you got to be careful of them, but they don't normally get in the way at all. This is our first air race of the little custom battles we're doing. On the ground one, we saw a lot of competition, a lot of twists and turns. With the Navy one, everybody moved from 1st to 10th place and before. It was all over the place. And now, it is time to see who will come on top in the first air battle today. Jodo, a fine pilot, and also ground attacker. Let's see if he can do anything compared to Awasi, Otto, and many others that are in. And off we go. Looks like we have Jodo going in. There's already a few crashes. Storm Shadow and Awasi get out of it though. Otto is coming in low. We got Lorecor. Oh, Otto's... Oh my god, it's all screwed up. Let's see how Toe's doing. Toe's in number 10th. Behind Awasi, Falling Llama, Make Them Suffer is moving through. Lorecor is in the 5th place, doing very, very well. Let's see how Blue Ice is doing. Blue Ice is around at the back, unfortunately, so Jedalot finding himself in 11th place as well. You can see the smoke is all over the place as well. Storm Shadow finds himself in the 1st area. Lorecor is in number 3, very quick, with Otto in 2nd, Storm Shadow in 1st. Then also we have Awasi in 4th. This is definitely very close, but now the pack is at least thinned out a little bit. Otto finding himself in 2nd with Storm Shadow moving through pretty quickly. Let's see if they hit all of the turns properly. Lorecor is a little bit slow on the turn. Storm Shadow has crashed, and so is another. Otto is the only one who's actually survived out of the 4th, out of the first set, with Otto at 41% in number 1 place. Now we actually have a little bit of movement around, doing a little bit of roly-poly-oly, enjoying it for the crowd. Looks like Bilbo in the Key 43 has actually found himself in 2nd, or the Key 27, the Key 43 Cool Kid in 3rd, with Toa von Bismarck finding himself in 5th, and the rest of the pack moving in as well. Now the question is, will Otto screw up, or will he won't? If he doesn't screw up, then Otto will win this one. But Bilbo is definitely coming in strong with Cool Kid in 2nd and 3rd, so one mistake will lose it. He's at 60% at this moment. Let's see if he can keep it going. Now we're in the more of the long area of the race. Instead of the twists and turns and all over the places of the city, now it's more of a climb stretch for these planes, which is where the HE100 really works very well. With all of the smoke going around, blinding everybody, it just meant that that one turn was carnage at the start, and the only survivor being Otto out of it. Looks like the 1st place is definitely still in the grasp of Otto, with Storm Shadow moving in 2nd as well. The HE100s, Awasi and Lorecor actually coming back after the crash, showing how superior they are compared to other vehicles. Storm Shadow actually is gaining on Otto, but there's only 20% of the race left. The question is Otto going to be able to hold on to this or not? He is under pressure from the other HE100s who did crash earlier. Storm Shadow is still gaining on him right now. Only 0.15 between them, with 20% of the race left. It can all come down now to one bad corner, and it looks like Storm Shadow is just blitzing past him. What has Otto done wrong? Maybe he doesn't have the WEP. Maybe the WEP isn't there in the arcade. Storm Shadow is in 1st. He's just taken better racing lines, but unfortunately Otto has lost too much speed around the corners. Let's see the other racers. Lorecor is sat himself in 3rd, Awasi in 4th in the HE100s, and Storm Shadow is going to take this one, even though it was looking like Otto had it in the bag. But Storm Shadow, with the war emergency power of the HE100, annihilates the competition. My god. Finland. This one is quite a short one, but can be brutal because there's a lot of rocks everywhere. It's a snowy one, so it's a winter map. So wheeled vehicles might have an advantage if you can stick to the roads, but that might be hard to do. Let's see what the competition is bringing along. Let's see what the meta is going to look like in this little area. It could be many different vehicles. There's a ton of stuff from BR 1.0 to 2.0. Let's just see what people are bringing. M22, BT7s, STKFZs, mainly BT7s. Not too much of a surprise. An independent Not sure about that one. But we have many different races all ready and raring to go. Blue Bullet is in the Independent. Not sure about that one, brother. A13 from Coleman, an interesting choice. Let's see who actually gets the good start. Northern Knight is in first, Otto, but Pained Hornet has actually taken the lead, but he's gone exactly the wrong way. Now it's a pile-up in the center with Creeper Killer being followed by a bunch of BTs. It looks like Northern Knight is just being bullied. Just another Bob has actually got through with Unnamed Gaming coming into the first place area. The pile-up has definitely sorted itself out. A lot of artillery coming down. Creeper Killer moving. Unnamed Gaming has missed the thing. You've got to take, guys, you got to take a right. So now, oh my god, they forgot to take a right. So now No Scope is in the front with Unnamed Gaming in second. He's just wibbling and wobbling all over the place. We got Toms, who's in now first place with just another Bob coming along as well. Noodle Mia is actually making a break in the M8, surprisingly. 20% of the way through the race. No Scope is now bringing it back with the SDKFC 2341. And then also the little 221. And they've hit the first rock. All 4 first members hit it. And that means that Noodle is actually through in the first place. SDKFC, the 234, is trying to make it into the second area, but Noodle has now got himself a little bit of a lead at this moment in time, which is absolutely wonderful for him. Now we have No Scope in second, Unnamed in third, Northern Knight in fourth, and Toms in fifth. There's a huge pile-up in the center right there of people trying to make it. It looks like Unnamed can't control his wheels. Northern Knight now pushes through with the tracked M22. As I said, the Locust might have been the way to go, but he's hit a bump. He's lost a bunch of speed, meaning that Toms in the second M22 might actually take him. Oh my god. No Scope is still there in third, but now in the snowy conditions, the 234 doesn't do too well. Toms is actually taking the lead. He's pushing through, but he's missed the zone. He's actually in fourth. Oh, many of them missed the zone once again. Unnamed once again takes the lead, mainly because of the fact he seems to know where he's going. Creeper Killer is now up to third. Shireko moving into that position as well. Tom's slightly behind Unnamed, but this is where it is tracked versus wheeled. Who wins? The tracked has the advantage, being able to go over the snowy ground. The wheeled has to stick to the roads itself, otherwise it's going to lose speed. And it looks like Blue Bullet has decided to block the area. So that means that Tom's moving through has a clear lead going into the final stretch. He's actually number 2 right now, because guess what? No Scope has actually got ahead of him, and he has taken, once again, a bit of a rough turn. The wheels have to once again stick to the roads to be able to push through. Toms is actually right behind him. Let's see who can actually come out of this on top. Is it going to be the tracked or the wheeled? It looks like the 234 has just butted Toms out of the way, but No Scope is just losing speed over and over and over and over again. But we are really close to the end of the race, and it is so close, neck and neck, until this final little area where No Scope is just trying to hold off Toms from winning. But it looks like No Scope has been able to clinch the first place. What a race. What a fantastic little way to show the wheeled versus tracked. And now we have everybody else piling in all of their different vehicles. Some of them getting a great start, other ones getting confused, going different ways. You can see the general line that people have been taking around this course. But that was high octane. That was super close. And then also we have Bilbo in the car cheat. These are like the house robots from Robot Wars. Oh boy. The Caribbean Islands map, there's a lot of twists, there's a lot of turns, there's a lot of caves that you have to go through. It is definitely not the easiest map to be able to race around. So it'll be interesting to see what picks people have gone to try and get themselves through this pretty impressive course. At this moment, HE100s, CW21. I'm not sure that one is a 2-0, but sure, there's a fucking lightning. Let's see. So we have the Arados, a Wellington. Not sure about that one either, but it seems most people have gone for the HE100s. HE100s are a great racing plane. Let's see who can get the start going. We have Jodo, Otto, Creeper Killer, Make Them Supper in the front. Otto is going low, trying to gain as much speed as possible, taking the first place. The first corner is not too hard. It's just straight with Make Them Suffer, Northern Knights, and also Loracor in the front with the HE100. Sinner Ninja slightly behind. Oh god, there is something that just got straight taken out there. Make Them Suffer is sat in the first area. Now the turn comes. It looks like all of the HE100s have made it. Jodo is still staying low, trying to keep as much speed as possible. Make Them Suffer and Otto. Jodo's hit the ground. Jodo's out. Northern Knight, let's see how he's doing. He's in third place. Make Them Supper looking like he's in first with Otto just slowly behind him. But that turn took out a ton of people. But you can see that the first set with all the HE100s is set up pretty well. Oh god, some of the trees have taken out a few of the other ones. Northern Knight is in first place though with Otto slowly behind. Watch out for the trees. Looks like we're going through the first cave. And 26%, Northern Knights has himself a pretty decent lead, with Creeper Killer slightly behind him, Otto in the area as well, and also just another Bob, and many others following. Northern Knights at 30% now has a little bit of a lead, but that doesn't mean that he is going to take this, because Creeper Killer is coming onto him pretty quickly. He's actually gaining on him in this little area, so is Otto. Northern Knights being very precise in the areas that he's taking out. Now we go into some of the stretches of this map itself. 50% nearly done. And then we have Otto in second, Creeper Killer, who was actually dropped a little bit behind, 0.31. My guess is the wet ran out, but Otto is once again losing. Oh, Otto hit the water! Oh dear. Otto has just lost his chances of the first place, and Northern Knight is looking way more sure of taking this. But that doesn't mean that it is 100%. Creeper, Toa, and also we have Unnamed Gaming who are coming back at them. Northern at 60% now, still ahead of the pack pretty sizably. He's actually gained about 0.05 a kilometer. Somebody absolutely just blew up. Make Them Supper has just annihilated himself on one of the rings. And as we can see with Creeper Killer, he's not gaining too much now, with Northern Knight taking all of the decisive racing lines. Maybe on this one, this might be a bit of a rough turn for him, but it looks like he's got it in the bag. Cool, calm, and collected. After leading from the front at the start, he is now ending the race in a decent area. Still 25% of the race to go, though, meaning that there still could be something that happens, but unfortunately, it looks like that it won't be the case. Northern Knight at 80% now, ahead of the crew, chilling, spilling, and going as fast as he can. Let's see what's going on with the pack. Creeper Killer at once again 80%, just slightly behind Northern Knight, but I don't think he's going to catch him in time, even though he is gaining on him. Then of course we have Toa and also Sam Dillon, who is one of the newest additions to this little chaser group. Unnamed Gaming, and even a Key 44 making it in this area, which is quite nice. But Northern Knight is going to take this one. A very clean race from him. Didn't make any mistakes, whereas some of the competitors around him had some unfortunate times. A great start and a great race from Northern Knight, taking the #1 position. Well done. Creeper finishing in second, Toa in third, Sam in fourth, and also the rest coming in as well. That was actually a pretty close race. Only 5 seconds being between the top three is pretty impressive. Not too shabby at the end of the day. Otto had his chance, but unfortunately Otto hit the water. We're on the Rhineland. It's time to advance to the Rhine. As we go up in BR, that means that more people can bring crazy stuff. And also, with 2 laps of this, it means that it could get a bit hectic. We'll see what people are brought in, see what they think the meta is. The XP38G, oh my god, C205, the Firecrest, the I-180S, I forgot about the XP, HE100 is still around, D4Y3, I mean, why not? Let's see what goes on when it comes to the start of this race. I think it's going to be absolutely insane. The C205 is definitely a decent pick. XP38G is taking a very quick lead. C205s, oh my god, they've all crashed everywhere. Oh, the F4U1D has actually lost its propeller. Bilbo, Suggestalot, Otto, and also Jodo have gone out in front here. Otto is actually in first place with the C205 Series 1, with Jodo pretty clear behind. The F4U of Owasi is actually going pretty quick though, with also Dark Ace in the Corsair and the Hellcat of Pocket Yukari moving in as well. This might actually be a pretty close race. Where's Northern Knights at? He's in 20th. He must have been hit hard. Seeing Bilbo in the Firecrest makes me happy, but I don't think it's going to do his chances any good in this area. Now comes the twisty turns, the rough parts of the map to see what's going on. Otto is in first place though. Let's see how he screws it up this time with Suggestalot, Dark Ace, and also Jodo behind him. A few hits and a few twizzles. The towers have been engaged by the planes. Dark Ace in the Corsair as well. Pocket Yukari, that Hellcat really holding in pretty strong. Suggestalot is actually catching on Otto pretty quickly here. It's going to be interesting to see how the Corsairs do compared to the C205s. Looks like the C205s have the slight advantage in the turns, but the F4Us have the slight advantage in the straights. Nudemeyer in the P38E is trying to make it back. Otto is still holding on strong, but it's only 21% in. Someone's crashed in behind. Looks like Bilbo in the Firecrest nearly tried to take somebody out, with Dark Ace and Suggestalot still on the track of Otto. Remember, this is a 2-lap race, so therefore after the first lap we still aren't going to be done. They're going to have to do exactly the same thing once again, and let's see if that makes it harder or makes it easier for some of the contestants. Suggestalot and the C205 still trying to catch the Corsairs, with Dark Ace and Owasi just sat behind Otto, really heating up the condition. Let's see where Bilbo is. Bilbo is actually in 5th place. It's surprising that the Firecrest is keeping up with all of these vehicles. And finally, Mako has actually crashed, so he's out. Suggestalot has lost his propeller, so he's out of the front area. He's going to have to respawn. Owasi is right on the tail of Otto, though, with Bilbo now in a 3rd place position, which is quite amazing. Otto is actually pulling ahead of Owasi, though, 0.2 ahead at this moment in time. And with 41% of the race done, we are finally, or starting, sorry, to get into the 2nd lap very soon. The Firecrest holding well, Otto also holding well, and Owasi holding behind him. A lot of crashes happening behind Bilbo though, with Pocket Yukari in the Hellcat just hitting the drink, Robble and Unnamed Gaming and Loricor hitting the drink as well. Jodo in the C205 is also making gains. Creeper Killer still stuck in the HE100, hasn't moved from it. But going into the 2nd lap, let's see where Otto is. He's at 55%, 2 minutes 48. Owasi only 0.2 behind him now, so he is slowly gaining in the USMC Corsair. It is slow but sure. That big old American engine is gaining on the Italian Stallion, with the Firecrest, the British hope of this, in 3rd, which still surprises me. Unnamed in the Corsair and another C205 gaining once again on the Firecrest. But this is the penultimate battle. Owasi versus Otto. Who's going to be able to miss all the towers? Who's going to be able to push their planes to the limit? Owasi is slowly but surely gaining on Otto, but the web seems to have kicked in, meaning that Owasi is actually losing. He's going a little bit higher, trying to get a little bit of a dive on Otto. Is that actually going to work out for him? It looks like at the moment no, because of the turn afterwards, losing a ton of energy in the Corsair. Is that actually going to cost him a lot in this race? But he is once again gaining. That powerful American engine moving in. 0.09 at the moment, 0.08. He's coming. Oh, Otto is getting so close to losing the lead, but he's just holding on, staying very close to the ground. And Bilbo still in 3rd place, holding the 2 Corsairs and also the C205s back. 78% of the race done, and as you can see with Owasi and Otto, there's less than 100 meters in this at this moment in time. Otto is scraping the ground with his plane, trying to get as much speed as possible, but Owasi is still gaining on him. He's still coming with the American engine of the Corsair pushing in, and he's taken over at the moment, but he screwed up the turn. Otto finally takes back the lead with 85%, but is 0.07 into it. Owasi could have taken it, but he screwed up on that last turn. Now all Otto has to do is try and hold as he can, because it looks like the Corsair is running out of power. The war emergency has finished. 0.12 now. All Otto has to do is hold on for this last 10% of the race, make sure that the last two corners are clean. Bilbo is in third, Jodo has got himself to fifth. The Corsair has disappeared, with Robble moving into fourth in the C205 Series 1. It is so close with 4% of the race to go. There's less than 50 meters in this. But it looks like Otto is just going to take it. Oh my god. It begins another race, and now we're at cargo port. This is an endurance race. Let's see if you're able to do it. This is going to be a little bit longer than the other ones, but not crazy longer, and there is 2 laps, remember. Oh yeah, War Thunder soundtrack's great, so is Enlisted. They're both really awesome. Let's see what people pick. Spitfire Mark 24s, Yak 3Us. We have F2Gs, so the Super Corsairs coming in. Tempest, P59, J7W, that is an interesting pick. The Seafire, not sure about that one, but a lot of these are definitely in a good place. The Mark 24, I think, is a good one. The Yak 3 as well. Let's see what goes on. Jodo straight in the front with the Mark 24. Corsairs falling behind. There's explosions absolutely everywhere. A ton of people have hit the bridge. Jesus Christ. Jodo has been able to get out of the pack though, straight away. And as you can see, there's absolute calamity behind him, with Pocky, Yukari and Otto following very closely behind. You can see that there's a lot of twists and turns if you look at the minimap on this race, and it is just absolute hell. Jodo has been near the front. Oh god, Otto's gone again. Oh, more explosions. So Genelot's down, and then also just another Bob is behind. Generally, when it comes to Jodo, he's taken an early lead in all of these races, but unfortunately has not been able to hold on to it. And once again, he's missed a checkpoint. He's gone right instead of left, but he's used the landing flaps to actually get himself back on board. Let's see if he can actually sort himself out pretty quickly. Just another Bob is here with the Clipwing Spitfire. Not one that you normally see, but a great one for turning. And the rest of the pack is way behind, with Dark Ace going very high. Northern Knights also trying to make it. There's just a ton of people blowing up all over the place. There's literally just carnage over there. What is going on? Why is everybody exploding? Oh my god, everybody's just hitting everything. The F2G's going down. Oh, it looks like the spawn point for this one's fucked. So definitely don't sort that one out. Loracor's going all over the place. Oh, but it looks like the CW20 it's not made it through. Then we've also got Bismarck, who's just chilling in 13th place. Oh my god. But there's just absolute carnage in this area. It just looks like the point that's sorted is just not great. Oh, Von Bismarck has made it to the next checkpoint. Blue Bullet has finally made it through. Then we've also got Loracor, who's just annihilated himself. Coleman is somehow in 3rd place. He's been able to make it through the area too. Let's see how far Jodo is ahead. Jodo's actually in 2nd. What the hell happened? What? How is he in 2nd? Oh, to the Clipwing Spitfire maybe? Where is the Clipwing Spitfire gone? Just another Bob is in 1st with the Clipwing, 35% done. He's now on the home straight of the 1st lap. And there's just absolutely... that whole area is just annihilated over there. But just another Bob has a pretty clean lead here. And we'll have to see if he can get through the carnage of the next area. This is the problem with using more high-octane aircraft. They are not as great at turning as Bob is finding here. You've got to be very careful in the maneuverability. This map is generally designed for 2.0, 3.0 ideas. So you got to be real careful in moving around. Jodo is actually catching up on Bob after the 1st lap. Oh my god. The Super Corsairs just can't get through that part. The American planes are just not maneuverable enough to be able to take those little areas. You can see the amount of destruction that has happened on that area of the map. You've also got Rhineland just going up and down. Jesus Christ. The password is boom, B-O-O-M. But just another Bob has nearly done the first the first lap of this, going into the second one, moving in to the bridge. This will be the first lap completed. 3 minutes 26. Let's see if he can do better on his second lap, and let's see if he can complete his control. He's led this race for the vast majority of time, and he's missed the checkpoint, and he's about to hit a house, but he did save it. Where is Jodo? That is the question we're all asking, and it looks like Jodo is in second, and Bob has crashed! My god, Jodo moving into first place. Oh dear, he definitely can't hit that one. He's going to have to do a second turn. But it's okay. Is he going to crash too? No! Oh my god! As I said, this is the problem with doing higher octane planes. You get stuff like this, where everything is just calamity, it's carnage, it's hard to tell who's in first place, it's hard to tell what's going on. Let's see, Jodo is still in second. Looks like the Spitfire of another Bob was able to get through. Looks like he's moving straight around. The Super Corsairs are still struggling on this area. Jodo is, oh my god, look at the amount of smoke that is here. But Just Another Bob is ahead by a decent amount. So the question is, will the Mark 24 be able to actually catch up to the Clipped Winged? He's definitely got more engine power. He is a little bit heavier, but he should be better in the general straights. The problem is there isn't a ton of straights in here, and Jodo is cutting it really, really close to be able to actually survive. Just Another Bob is only 0.4 ahead. That means that he's easily in striking distance of Jodo at this point. And Jodo also knows the racing lines, since he can just follow Bob. Now we're into a little bit of the quicker area, I suppose, or the little saunty area, instead of the absolute massacre that is the city that you find over there. But now it's only 0.1. Jodo is kicked in his afterburner on this wonderful propeller aircraft. And the question is, will the Clipwing Spitfire, which does have superior maneuverability but can't win on these straights, will he be able to bring that fact and sort it out? Oh god, never mind, the Clipwing's dead. So now this is all for Jodo to lose. The Clipwing literally just annihilated himself into the bridge, probably under pressure, unfortunately, and Bob now is behind. Now we've just got to see if Jodo can bring it home with the Mark 24, the best propeller aircraft in the game. We also have Akiro in the T4Y3 just chilling, and also Loricor probably on the first lap. What you've got to remember is when it comes to having multiple laps, people will be passing each other all over the place, and that makes it a little bit more crazy. Jodo now has much more of the racing line on this instead of missing it the first time, which is what it seemed like all of the competitors did. Just Another Bob is slightly gaining, but I don't think there's enough time to be able to take this away from Jodo. Jodo should have this in the bag with only 10% of the race left. Blue Bullet and Paint Hornet are struggling over there, and looks like the British, we have a British 1, 2, 3, we have 2 Spitfire FRs, and also we have Spitfire Mark 24 in the front. Maybe that is the case. We're going to have to see once Jodo completes this race, finishing off at the bridge, which created so much carnage at the beginning. Jodo is number 1 in the port. With Just Another Bob coming in second, Bilbo once again coming in third with the Yak 3U. More explosions, more calamity, more destruction. I'd like to thank BRFC, Swollen Ostrich, Teddy, John Ryman, Universe, Conte Baraka, Eugens Terry, Ambrosius McClellan, Daniel Stanton, Martinez, B. Young, Lafouche, Barine and Samuel Schlick for supporting the channel.